tumekuwa tuliza certain questions. Kuna questions tumepick basically, vitu kama about tires, what else is there? Service, Gearbox. In fact, Gearbox has been a hot topic of late for me. How to maintain it. Wengine hata wajui Gearbox ni nini. Sababu Gearbox, it is not a box by the way. You may think it's a box, it's not. Something more cylindrical. So here itakuwa which is going to take the better part of the discussion. However, it is an open forum, so you can feel free to ask any question. And vile mnaona, our host has done something very nice, very nice. You can ask all the questions for the rest of us. So any question mtu hapo nayo yoyote ya gari.
Synthetic diesel, we do not have pure synthetic diesel. So we are going to buy, end of this year you'll have it. Most probably by Yaka, so that we can be able to give you a permanent solution. As guys, we recommend kama ni diesel peke yake, kama ni petrol peke yake, because as you have said, David has said, the gearboxes have become very delicate, and gearboxes are very expensive, very expensive. Okay, so wakati oil is in a change, gearboxes gas in a change, technology in a change, so zina correspond kwa pamoja. Kwa hivyo gari ya 2010 kama ni ATF, pia oil ulikuwa unataka na utumie pia synthetic ama semi synthetic, but watu wameendelea kutumia oil, na hii ndio munisikize vizuri, ni CVT, ndio. Na wewe umeweka oil mzito inaenda hivi, what will happen? Ndio. Are you getting my point? So you need to use the right oil with the right gearbox oil. Tumeshikana hapo.
The top torque, the minimum, the lowest revolutions the engine, they are being provided for by the hybrid motor. Wakati una accelerate, unaona wakati gari iko slow speed, ndio unaruka bump ukianza kwenda. That section between say 1000 RPMs to around 2.5. Power is provided for by the hybrid motor. That's why pande ya hybrid ikifail, hiyo gari unasikianga haina nguvu, but once it peaks inaenda. Sio kama mnamshai experience. Kuna mtu ashai kuwa na hiyo error code IMA kwa dashboard. Hiyo gari ilikuwa na behave aje?
Kani in a drag.
Yes, in a drag to peak, but once it peaks, because now the engine takes over after the. That's the difference between twin spark engine na ile engine moja. But Honda walikuja kumaliza hiyo maneno, because there was a disadvantage to that. Which is one. Nani atajibu hiyo? Thou. Nakupea thou.
Napewa thou.
Sahi.
Yes, man.
What was the disadvantage of using 2 spark plugs per cylinder?
Cost.
Apart from cost?
Space.
Actually, this is the most compact engine kuliko ile ya 1000. 2.
Wet traction on water. These blocks, you see these patterns they've cut here are not madoidos. Their job is to remove water from under the tire, so that, as you're saying, the tire can grab the road, and then from there it moves. That's why these channels are important. They allow the water to escape.
The reason why kukinyesha kidogo. Thika road, unaonanga? Tunakwanga.
Ona, narusha tire juu. For those who watch F1, you've seen when they're driving when it starts raining, they change the tires. The tires now have blocks. Once the road dries out, the tire is smooth again. So these channels do a very important job. See, na kuzumbua. Without these channels being deep enough, if you hit a puddle of water, the tire cannot remove water from under it faster than you are moving. So you end up going on top of water, lose traction, unaingia kwa mtaro.
Actually, the mechanism is called self-cleaning. The way tires, and that's why these are road tires. Ukienda nao kwa matope, what happens? That's life. The off-road tires unaonanga zikiwaje? They have big blocks. Zimekata blocks kubwa. But that one is now advantageous to mwenye anaye off-road because it's actually ukiweka the big block is a self-cleaning mechanism. Matope ikaangi kwa tire. Ukienda off-road, that's why they have big to clean itself. Umekwama, mguu inazunguka speedy. Hiyo matope inakuja kama imetoka imeenda. Haikai kwa tire. But ukienda kwa hii inakwama, inabaki kwa tire. Kukwama ni dakika. Sawa? But also on the other side, let me complete. On the other side, mtu mwenye akona those off-road tires akitumia kwa barabara, ikona a lot of noise and a lot of friction. Gari yenye umeweka those big, the consumption kilometers per liter itakuwa less than mwenye akona enda na nini. Because the friction, actually they are better even tires than this. Hii actually mimi nilikuwa nayo. I covered 15 kilometers in 5 hours. I got a tire burst somewhere in Meru. Naona ile ukarabati nijaribu kufanya.
Unaangalia ndani. Unaonekana hapa. Your tire wear pattern ndio ni msema kweli. That's the final, the last word on what's wrong with your tire. So in the case where with this tire, for example, if you have too much pressure in your tire, that means it will bulge out like this. So your middle of the tire here will wear out faster than this side. So you'll find here when you measure the depth here, this depth will be lower than this one. Hapa imekulwa. That is too much pressure.
Too much pressure, yes.
When you have too low pressure, what is happening? The tire is not as full, so it tends to flex inwards.
Weight yake inaisukuma hivi.
Inasukuma hivi. So what does that mean?
Hapa na hapa.
So you'll find that the part bearing the load is the outer part of the tire. So hapa nje inaisha kuliko ya ndani. So when you measure the depth, you find this depth.
But so there's a difference between mixed and traditional battery. So in traditional battery, normally the acid settle at the bottom of the battery, at the same time eating active material. This is what we call acid certification. Acid certification is whereby the acid sit on the bottom of the battery at the same time eating active material. And number one cause of acid battery failure is acid certification. You see, unajua the more acid takaa chini ya battery yako, the more inafanya nini? The more inakula plates. So that's what we call acid certification. So in mixed battery, imekuja na ikabit hiyo. Normally mixed battery, while your vehicle is in motion, the acid is circulating passively, 360 degrees circulating. So this is different compared to traditional battery. Sawa? Tumeelewana hapo? Any question from there? Any question from there? So this is an introduction of mixed battery. So a mixed battery is a mixing technology battery. This is whereby when your vehicle is in motion, the acid is possibly 360 degrees circulating. Umeelewana? While in traditional battery, the acid sits on the bottom of the battery. Normally, in traditional battery, acid is not moving. It's just settling. But in mixed battery, there's a reaction. There's a channel whereby the acid is circulating. So for the same battery, there's some features. It's mixed battery. These are features of mixed battery. So if you see here, this is Exceed OEM certification. It exceeds. Normally our battery, in terms of specs, they are higher. Like the CCA, we have got higher CCA. If you come to the AH amperage, we are higher amperage compared to any other battery in the market. Second thing is start-stop microcycling. Our mixed battery supports start-stop vehicles. That's what I told you before. It supports start-stop vehicles. And the good thing is normally, what is a start-stop vehicle? Maybe we will know because he's a technical guy. So start-stop vehicle is whereby when you press your foot on the brake, the engine goes off automatically. When you remove it, it's stuck. That is start-stop technology. Now the thing is, if you have mixed battery in those kind of vehicle, it will support. Another thing is vibration resistance. Mixed battery, element bonding utilize 2 rows of glue applied along the top of the cell group. That helps resist positive plate growth and reduce vibration plate failure. So normally we have got thicker plates which are bonded together. So our component feature of a mixed battery they are very strong compared to any other battery. And there are three factors in a battery. If you want to know the good battery, first of all is you check the plates, how thick the plate is. Second thing is the terminal post. That thing is how the cast on strap, how strong it is. Cast on strap is whereby this is the attached, the chuma which attached to the plate. That is cast on strap. So those are the three features. If you look at the battery, you have to check those three features. If they are strong, normally you'll get a very good life for that battery. If they are not strong, eventually the battery will not give you such a. So that is vibration resistance. The last thing is extreme temperature. What happened in extreme? Normally, heat kill batteries. Heat kill batteries. And there's a physical law saying that in every 10 degrees rise of temperature, the battery life drops by half. That's a physical law. So that's why in mixed type battery, the more acid is circulating, the more inability the heat. So always gonna heat because of acid mixing. So if you see here, this is a graph. Our battery was tested by Volkswagen. This is DIN 74, and this is the cycle. So this is our battery. It went to 410 cycles. This is whereby we won this award. It's an automechanical innovation award. It's a Green Tech Awards. It's an international award. We won because of our technology. Yeah. So for me, maybe if there's any other question.
I have a question.
Yes. Yeah, the brochures.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. You can,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So any question?
You've ever heard of Mixtec before? Oh, good showing. You have. Good. And why haven't the rest of you heard? Because it's new. Alright, I introduced Mixtec into Kenya 2 years ago. And it's a premium product. It's unique. And obviously there are so many brands in the market. There's about 62 battery brands in Kenya. Only one is a locally manufactured brand. All the rest are imported. I'm sure Abu covered the attributes of Mixtec. But what makes Mixtec different is the unique technology. So, not for the sake of saying new technology, but it actually gives you twice the life because of the acid mixing. So, whilst there are many brands and people have many choices, I think the big issue for the car owner is value. Right? Everybody's always looking for value. So how do you measure value in a battery? What would you say?